Hey guys, so today, as you can see, as you probably know, I'm recreating a look from Jessie J from her video that she released a couple of months back called Nobody's Perfect. A very, very bold lip, a little bit of a graphic influence with the lower lashes, and of course, dramatic eye. So what more can you ask for, right? It is a perfect look. I hope you like it, and if you want to learn how to do it, keep on watching. Now the first thing I'm going to do is going to define sort of a cut crease look, a soft cut crease. So I'm going to use a soft brown. This color is called Cork, and I'm just going to use it to start mapping my shape. So I'm just taking a fluffy brush, and I'm just, on the outer corner, it's going to go straight up. It's a very defined cat-shaped eye, and as you can see, I'm bringing it right underneath the brow. So I don't know if you can see that. I'm already creating some sort of a shadow. I like using like softer colors to start with, because after you can blend everything together way more nicely. After, I'm going to move in with with a very dark brown. I'm going to use Showstopper by M.A.C. Very, very, very extremely, I don't know what synonym you want me to use, but it's very dark. So do the exact same thing, same placement. We're just darkening, that's not a verb, right? We're just making our shape darker. There we go. Don't forget the bridge of the nose underneath the brow. Don't worry too much about the gradients, because we're going to work with that in a little bit. So as you can see, now we have kind of a shape. Now we can move on to either a darker brown or a black. Now I'm going straight for the black. So I'm using carbon. There you go. I showed you my carbon. I told you in the last video it was black. Black. Exact same placement once again. I'm going very, very gently because I don't want to work on the intensity right now. I just want to work on the shape first. Later on, we'll be working with working on the intensity. You might want to have another brush handy, because you might want to start working on the blending just above the shape we created. So there we go. Now we clearly see where the eyeshadow is going to go. So now we can work on the intensity. So I'm going to go in with a smaller brush. So I'm going to go in with a 239. I'm taking black once again. Make sure to tap off any excess. It's always key. And I'm going to apply that right on the base of the crease, where our false crease, faux crease, however you want to call it. So you clearly see the difference from this eye to the other. This one was more of the shape, and this is more defined. After, take your clean-ish brush, just blend the upper part of that edge. Next, you want to take a Kohl liner. I'm going to use Feline from M.A.C. And you just want to smudge that. No need to be like precise, just right in the root of the lashes, just to make sure that it's going to be pitch black. And after, you can go in, if I can find my brush, an angle brush. Ooh, wow, I almost lost my palette right there. An angle brush, and just start just blending a little bit. Once again, this is mostly to get a very, very dark base to the lash line, and this step is quite important. Like in previous videos, sometimes I apply just shadow, but if you're looking for that very intense pitch black color and intensity, you definitely want to apply a base, because it's gonna help the whole look come together, and it's gonna give you that very, very dark color you look for. You see, I just messed up right there. No need to panic, because they're gonna cover it up probably with black. So after, you can go back to your 239. Still has a little bit of black on there. And you just want to smudge it along the lash line. Now, as you can see, everything is pretty much defined now. Now we're going to apply a gold color on the lid. You could have done that before or after. It's all up to you, but I like to use shimmer eyeshadows after applying matte shadows, because if they get mixed together, everything looks frosty and shimmery. So that's your personal preference. But back to the gold, I'm going to use the color Goldmine from M.A.C and just a stiff flat brush. And you just want to apply that on the lid, so just on the blank space on the lid. And after, I'm going to use another color on top just to make it more intense. And I like more of an antique gold. This is definitely a warmer gold, so that's another reason why I'm going to use another gold on top. As for the inner corner over here, I'm just flicking the color out so we don't have like a straight sharp line. And don't worry about the blending over here. We're gonna add more black later on, so everything kind of like smokes. Everything smokes. Yeah, whatever. So as you can see, now we have our gold applied. I'm not too sure if you can see it because it's kind of a light gold. Now we're gonna work on more black. We're gonna smoke it up even more just before applying another gold pigment on top, because like I said, it's it's a pigment, so it could get everywhere. So I just want to focus on the actual smoking. So a lot of black, taking matte black, and I'm just going to intensify my outer V over here, bringing it just a little bit onto the outer corner portion of the eye. Now, because I'm editing and everything, don't think that I'm going very quickly and I'm a pro, because blending is definitely an art. You need to take your time, look at what you're doing on both eyes. Takes practice. Next, I'm going to be applying one of my favorite gold eyeshadows. Well, it's not an eyeshadow, it's a pigment. It is from SugarPill Cosmetics, right over here. And it is called Goldielux. Now you could apply this wet or warm, wet or dry. I'm going to apply it dry, and I just want to apply that just on top, just where we need it, so on the gold area. Just take your time with it. This is going to add the sparkle we're looking for also. To me, it's sort of like a pigment, but that has shimmer in it, so it's kind of almost a reflex from M.A.C, but a pigment. That's why I like it so much. It's kind of multi-purpose. But if you're going out, you might want to apply it wet. It will stay on way longer. Because a small downside to this is it has a lot of fallout even after application. It kind of tends to drop onto your lashes, which is not a good look. Now that it's done, we can move on to the lower lash line. Really easy, nothing too drastic. It's kind of like a continuation of the upper lash line, but it's black. So going back to my Feline Kohl Power from M.A.C, you want a tight line, so start with your waterline and after go into the upper lash line. Once it's done, take your angle brush and apply that as close to the lash line as possible. And because I kind of dragged the product down, like the Kohl liner, it's going to stick onto it. After that, you've applied the black, of course, take a pencil brush and you just want to smudge the lower lash line a little bit. And with that product, you might want to connect, well actually you want to connect the upper lash line with the angle over here, so that there's no gap. So we're basically done with the lashes. Now I'm going with the eyes. Now let's move on to the lashes. So I'm going to add my favorites of the moment, which are the N.Y.X EL 123. So these are the upper lashes. So I applied the lashes and applied 2 coats of mascara and just a very thin layer onto the lower lash line. Now what I'm going to do is those little squares at the, rectangles at the bottom. So what I did is just use some kind of plasticky, you know those kind of plastic folders you put like file into them. I cut them, then applied black on them, and I just cut them into pieces. So I did two like this, and you just want to use adhesive glue. So I'm going to use the Duo Lash Glue, and you just want to apply a little bit of glue on the base. So just like that. You wait until it dries, and once the glue is tacky, you just want to apply them right underneath your natural lashes in the middle of the eye. So just like that. And because the plastic is soft, it's not going to poke on your skin underneath. So when you squint, they kind of move with your eye. They're not like literally like glued onto the skin. So this is basically it for the eyes. So you see it's very, very kind of graphic with the bottom lashes. Now for the blush, I doubt there is any blush in this video. Now I'm not too sure if I should use blush or not. So what I'm going to do is probably use just a very, very light skinned blush. If I can find it somewhere. There we go. So I'm going to use just a tiny, tiny bit of the color called Buff. As you can see, it is kind of a blue toned, very, very pale nudish pink color. And just a little bit to give the cheeks a little bit of color, but not too much that it takes away from the lips or the eyes. So I'm just taking a duo fiber brush, just tapping a very, very small amount just on top of the apples. And there you have your cheeks. Now moving on to the lips. First thing I'm going to do, let's move this aside. First thing I'm going to do is use a very, very kind of flashy magenta color. And you just want to line your lips and fill them in as well. So as you can see, we already have a very, very lip with a bold poppy color. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix my own lipstick. I've never seen a lipstick quite the color that she has on in the video. Not magenta, Violetta, it is somewhat like it, but not literally like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a very, very kind of flashy bluish pink, which is called Show Orchid from M.A.C. It's definitely a blue tint pink, and I'm going to mix it with the violet pigment from M.A.C, which is going to give you, I mixed it on the back of my hand, and it gives you something very, very flashy. Now depending on the lighting, I'm not too sure if it's too warm or too light, but going to give you something very, very bold, and you just want to mix that and apply it on top of your lips. So as you can see, it gives you a very, very purple, flashy lip. Now on top, I'm going to be applying a clear gloss, but it has some silver and blue, and it's a bunch of like cold sparkles in it. It is called, let me check, Shazam, or Shazam, whatever. I believe it's Shazam, like bam, Shazam. Okay, I feel like the chop guy thing. Anyways, so you just want to use that, and because it has a blue tint, it's gonna make the lips even more like sparkly, respecting like the tone we're looking for. So the bluish kind of purple. And I'm not gonna apply a ton like I usually do. It's just to give you that very, very intense, sparkly, bluish toned lip. And there you have it. Your Jessie J look from the video Nobody's Perfect. I think it's like a bang on. I'm happy I waited to recreate it, because sometimes when you want to recreate look from a video, there's so many that are being released at the same time that you rush things. So I told myself, let's wait a little bit so the rush slows down a little bit. And I'm happy I did, because I had time like to think to exactly about the products I wanted to use. So this is what turned out. So I'm really happy with the results. I hope you try it. If you try it, please let me know. Once again, I have a Twitter, everyone. Twitter. It's basically my username from YouTube. So jeanfrancoiscd. So make sure to tweet me. I basically reply to everybody. So don't be shy. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next tutorial. keep on watching, keep on watching, keep on watching, keep on watching, keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on watching. Yeah. Does this look like an asshole?